The Nintendo Switch 2 is here, and while we may not have a lot to play on it yet, gamers are certainly reacting. Let's put a staple in that and come back to talk details.
We also had the PlayStation State of Play, the Summer Games Fest, the Xbox Games Showcase. Holy shit, we got a lot of games to talk about, so let's do it right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we're bringing you all the biggest news from the video game industry. You can find us on YouTube and podcast services everywhere. My name is E-Rock the Red. I am exhausted, but I'm also joined by this man right here, Full Clip. What's going on, dude? How are you?
What's going on? Doing pretty good. Are you saying you're exhausted because of just this massive face punch that we've gotten from
It's been insane. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. I don't know, there's too much happening. Like, literally, the Xbox Game Showcase just finished, and we're trying to, throw together, there's just too much games. Why do they do this all in one weekend?
I don't know. Plus, we've got, there's a PC gaming showcase or something coming up this afternoon, so we're not even going to have that in the show. If anything good comes out of that, we'll talk about it next week, though. Absolutely.
Yeah, you got to make choices. And by the choices that we're going to make today, we talked about it, what we're going to do, because there were so many game announcements, game trailers, new showcase things, we've each picked 10 of our favorites from this weekend, from whatever games event it came from, and we're going to talk about those. So that'll be fun. So we'll have the 20 absolute best trailers and announcements from this weekend coming up in our news of the week. Before we get into that, though, I want to know, you been playing anything?
Really just sticking to Roadcraft. It's been an addiction. The fourth level of it is such a slow burn. It just keeps going and going and going. But I'm finally 87% of the way through. Then I get to unlock some new biomes and change the game up a little bit.
All right. Well, there you go. That's cool. Me too. I've just been playing, not Roadcraft, Elden Ring, Night Rain. That's I've just been playing that a lot, getting incrementally better, but still terrible at the game. But we'll figure it out. And then I've been playing a game on my Steam Deck that I've been wanting for a long time, Blaze Blue Entropy Effect. You ever heard of this game?
No.
It is it's a roguelike, and I think Blaze Blue is, it's primarily a fighting game, but they use the characters from that in this roguelike, and you go out there and you have all your powers and stuff like that. And man, there's so many characters, and it is so intense. There's it's just a lot going on, and it's probably one of the best roguelikes I've played in a very, very long time. So it's been out for a couple of years, but I finally just got it on the Steam Deck, and holy cow, man. The amount of characters you can play as, the amount of things you can unlock, the abilities, dude, it's incredible how many different variations of cool shit there are in this game. So fans of that genre, of that type of thing, Blaze Blue Entropy Effect. Fantastic game. Oh, I also bought a subscription to Game Informer, the physical magazine, dude. Yeah.
Okay, so there's some recent news about that. Did they just decide to bring the print version back or something?
Yeah, so we talked about it maybe a month or so ago, about how they're back. They were bought by some, big corporation, but they're hands off. They're letting them do their thing. And in addition to having the website, now they brought back the print media. They just offered the first subscription this weekend. And for signing up to their newsletter early, I got it for it was $30 for the year.
Oh, very nice.
10 issues, and it's I haven't done anything like that since I was a child, so I'm really excited.
Yeah,
so it should be fun.
You gonna do some letter art and send it in?
Oh, maybe it's just gonna be anime butts though.
Yeah.
So that's usually what's on those things. All right, listen, we got so much to talk about. We can't mess around anymore. We got to get into this. Let's talk about our new releases from this past week. All right, when I say new releases, the only thing we're going to talk about right now is the Nintendo Switch 2. Obviously, some games came out with that, but I want to focus on the system. Came out June 5th, $500 for the bundle with Mario Kart World, $449 for the base. That's an American dollar reduce. You got the 1080p screen, you can connect it, get the 4K HDR thing connected. You got the magnetic Joy-Cons, click, click, clap, clap. And then you could do game chat. It's all that stuff. Did you get one?
No, I don't think I will be for a little while.
Me neither. I talked to a buddy of mine. He secretly got one. He didn't tell me about it, and then until he's like, "Oh yeah, I got that already." I'm like, "What? Why did you get it?" I was like, "What games are there to play?" That's the question. What is there to play on it? Mario Kart World came out. That's like the big one. Which it's reviewing great. It is, we would expect, like, of course that one's going to be great. 88 right now in Open Critics, so that one looks good. Is there anything out right now for the Switch 2 that like has you excited?
I don't think so. I think, the thing that's going to sell it to us is if they come out with some sort of revamp for Animal Crossing's New Horizons or something like that. There's got to be some sort of Switch 2 exclusive.
Right. For me, it's like I want a good Mario platformer or something like that. My son, loves Kirby, loves Yoshi, get something like that. But yeah, I'm not sold on anything that's out now or announced, especially because I have my Steam Deck. So had I not had the Steam Deck, that would be a big thing. Dude, I could play Elden Ring on the Switch. I could play, Cyberpunk on it, and it looks great. Sure, so it's a good option for people that don't have a handheld, but right now it's not for me. I don't know. We'll see somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to see how they were doing it. That there were no reviews out for the system because there was they weren't allowing anybody to use it until it was released because I don't know. Nintendo.
Yeah.
They're weird.
Well,
they didn't want anybody doing it ahead of time.
Yeah, and I've seen some. This is the future we have now. People pissed off about this, and I mean, I kind of get it. They want to be able to ship you this thing so that you can use it on day one. I understand why they're locking you out until then. It seems like, it seems like a way for them to be able to get the product into the consumer's hands without having to risk the consumer having the product early or using it early. So I don't necessarily think this is like an anti-consumer move. It's maybe even pro-consumer.
Yeah, true. I do think they should have figured something out for game reviewers to be able to have this system out. I know they didn't have an update until this day one update that allowed people to play it. So it was bricked until they did this update. You couldn't do shit. So all these people that have pre-ordered and stuff spent $500, we're not knowing ahead of time whether or not you want to go pick that up. So it did sell a ton. I just read that it was one of the highest selling consoles opening weekends or whatever. I don't have the numbers. In front of me, but it was a lot, man. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So
I've also seen that it wasn't particularly hard to get a hold of, just depending on where you live. People said they went to their Walmart and had a full display, and the workers told them they only sold 4 all day.
Really? Yeah, it was crazy. We have to talk about it. Tell us about the Staplegate.
Oh, so I think it was one particular GameStop location had this habit of stapling the receipt onto the box, so people were getting home realizing that their brand new screen had staple holes in it. So that's pretty unfortunate.
Imagine.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Should have you bought that GameStop extended warranty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the GameStop. Oof. But yeah, so the Rune Factory Gardens of Azuma, that was a new game that came out. That's on Switch 2. It's on a bunch of other stuff too. Deltarune, that's on Switch 2. And then Zelda's came out, Bravely Default. The Welcome Tour, which is not reviewing good. You have to pay for this tour of the system. And I think you can't even 100% it unless you buy all the accessories. You have to spend $100 on accessories just to to play through that stupid thing.
What other accessories are there?
Cyberpunk, Hogwarts Legacy. So there's the camera. That might be it.
Oh.
And maybe a different controller or something. Maybe like you need a Pro controller.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I kind of hope
anyways,
somewhere down the line, if they're going to have like optical mice features on these Joy-Cons, they should probably come out with like a full-sized optical mouse, or even a small one, but something that is better for your hands than that Joy-Con on its side. That seems like it get really old really fast.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how that works. I'm interested to see that in whatever the game they implemented in. But yeah, I want to know if you have a Nintendo Switch 2 and you're playing it. Let us know what you think of it. Are you happy with your purchase? For me, I think the Donkey Kong game, that's like the next one that comes out in July. That's the only one that I'm really interested in right now. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. I want some big announcements. I want more Mario. I want more Nintendo announcements,
Yeah.
Something cool. All right. Anything else about those things, or should we get to the meat?
No, we better get into it.
Oof, we got a lot to talk about. Let's do it. Let's move things on to our news of the week. This was such an insane weekend for new games, for game journalism across the board. Fans of video games, it's been fun. We've had started with the PlayStation State of Play, and then the next day, there was, I think they had the Day of the Devs, they had the Future Games Show, but the big ones then, the Summer Games Fest, the Jeff Keighley thing, and then the Xbox Games Showcase. And like you said, there's like a bunch of more coming up in the next day or two. So, yeah, dude, it's been a lot. I watched every single one. I've seen every single trailer, every single show. Dude, I was up till like 2 o'clock just watching video game trailers, falling asleep. I've been busy. I've been real busy. I got a lot on my wish list, and I've got a lot to talk about. But you and I decided beforehand that what we're going to do, we're going to each pick our 10 favorites from the shows, any one of the shows this weekend, and we're going to chat about them real fast. So this is going to be the top 20 best game announcements, game trailers, game moments from either of these showcases. How you want to do it? Should we go back and forth?
Yeah, you want to start at like your number 10 and go up the list?
Let's do it. Let's start there. I don't know if I have anything in any particular order of importance. I was just doing them as I go, so I'll keep you on your toes. I'm going to dance around.
All right.
Well, you know what? Let's just start with this one because this one was the biggest. This was the biggest surprise for me, and I think it was a huge surprise for everybody. Marvel Token Fighting Souls. When they showed Marvel games, this was on. Dude, and I'm not even going to say where the showcase was because I don't remember. They're all over. I think this was this PlayStation State of Play one. But they started showing this insane-looking Marvel game. And then you come to realize that it is a fighting game. It turns out it's a 4v4 fighting game. And it's from the people from Arc System Works. They did like Guilty Gear and those games. So like they're, they know their shit. Different from the Capcom games. The style is still very artistic, very colorful, but it's different. But yeah, man, I'm so excited to see so they showed a bunch of characters from the game already, and I'm so excited to see who else they add. Yeah, man. And I'm not a huge fighting game fan, but I'm such a huge Marvel fan that I'm getting it regardless. I just won't have anybody to play with. So, I need new friends.
Yeah.
What did you think of this one? I know. Yeah, you're not a Marvel guy. So
to the arcade fighters though.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure you're gonna have like the trailer going in on the side on this, but you're gonna be missing that element of sound. You've got like the Japanese guy doing the voiceover that
dude.
Really makes it.
The voice. It does, man. It was so cool. Yeah, all in Japanese. No idea what was being said. I was just like, I don't know. It's just really cool, though. But yeah, that was my exciting one. That it's a 2026 release. So yeah, we got a ways off. So I'm just looking forward to more info on that one. All right, hit me with one of yours.
Getting into the number 10 on my list is going to be Lego Party. Now, it's going to be very obvious what they're doing here. This is just a Mario Party, but with the excitement of Lego, and it's going to be hopefully on like any system, not just stuck on the Switch. And hopefully they'll innovate a little bit more than that last entry into the Mario Party series. I'm always good with like a nice party game when we can get 4 players around a TV and play something. And I think this will be a really good one for that. And just the open-endedness of Lego, because they always have these deals with these major like companies. Maybe they'll have like, a month of like Star Wars or something in here. I could see this going a lot of different ways. There's a lot of potential here.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that idea that with all the IP that there's Lego of. I think that's a really cool idea. But already, dude, this looks identical to Mario Party. The board, everything about it. The systems, you get a gold brick instead of like a gold star, like everything about it. But yeah, I'm very excited for this one. 60 mini games from all across all different Lego sets. Pirates, Space, Ninjago. So yeah, that one, that'll be a fun one. And that's got a 2025 release date. So hopefully we won't have to wait too long for that. But yeah, I didn't even think about your idea about different IP that could be featured. That's really cool. All right, next up for me, this was not a new game, but this is still one of my most anticipated games. They showed a new trailer for a game called Mixtape. We've talked about it before. This new trailer just showed more. This is from the Beethoven and Dinosaur developers, and it's just a nostalgic trip for old people like myself. You got this amazing soundtrack. You're out there, teenagers, just doing crazy shit. You're toilet paper in houses. You're skateboarding through fire. You're flying through the air, doing all sorts of cool stuff. I was super happy to see another trailer for that. It didn't add much. We still didn't get a release date, but Steam still says coming 2025. But yeah, no release date. But this one, every time I see more of it, I'm just like, dude, just take my money. I'm like that. Like, just take my money. I'm smacking my credit card against the screen. Yeah, dude. I'm excited.
Yeah, that's got to be right up your alley because you like the Life is Strange and those like narrative.
Dude. Yes, it's like it's a game that's like literally made for me. I think they're like, listen, we're making this for one person only, and he's handsome. So yeah, that's my my number 2. What do you got?
Number 9, Mech Break. Now, I didn't know about this until this trailer. They're saying, like, this is highly anticipated and massively wishlisted on Steam and stuff like that, so I don't know how I missed it. It looks like Gundam without the Gundam IP, and I'm interested in that because you know how, well, you can tell from my background how interested I am in Gundam, but I think the video games usually fall a little short. So if this does it right and has more of like that... what was it? Not Mech Warrior, but what was the one? Armored Core that everybody was playing recently. Yeah. If this has a little bit more of that kind of combat and really gets that right, this could be really cool.
Yeah, dude. I saw a little bit about like the customization that you could do with your mechs, and it looks pretty dope. Like how much you could change things up. And I think it's going to be a free-to-play when it comes out. So I don't know how... live servicey, games of service style it's going to be, how much pay to customize, pay to have cool mechs, cool things. But yeah, like I'm shocked that something like this hasn't been done to this level before, Right.
And it came out with the release date of July 1st.
Dude, that's so soon. July 1st. Yeah, anytime I have seen that. I don't remember what showcase, but they did show that, and I think I remember being like, oh, full Clip's gonna cream his jeans over this one. That guy loves his robots. Yeah, very good choice. All right, next for me, let's jump to this one. It's a little bit different from my last 2. Ill. Did you see this trailer? Ill?
Yes, I did.
What did you think of this, dude? Before I get into my thoughts, I want to know yours.
It's a little wild, but I mean, we've been lacking like a zombie game like that.
Dude,
they have different variations of the zombie genre, but not quite like this. This is
no.
kind of taking it back to
so
like Resident Evil or something.
And just so over the top with everything, you know, like the amount of like times I was like, I actually showed this to my wife and she was like, nope, shut it off. She hated it, dude. She hated it. Like the naked old dudes that you're just shooting their heads off. And it was just, and then like the mass, like the wave of like nude creatures that just kind of like comes out at you. The quality, like the way it looks is amazing. I couldn't tell if this was cinematics, if this was gameplay, because it's all like, you know, Unreal Engine. It looks like the grossest game I've ever seen. It looks like the craziest, like body horror, like disgusting shit. Like, but yeah, I had never heard of it. After I did some research, I've seen that they've been working on this game for many, many years, and it's been very highly regarded and highly anticipated. So, I don't want to play it, but I want to play it. You know what I mean? It's one of those.
Definitely want to see more on it.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, super gross.
Next one I had was Beast of Reincarnation. Did you see the trailer for it?
This was actually on my list, and then when I saw that you picked it, I was like, oh, good. I could add another one. You know, it's a bonus. Yeah, this is the one from Game Freak, which I was shocked when they showed like a real game, and I was like, holy shit, Game Freak they know how to make like real games where like you're like this weird like what is it, like a little girl and you could shoot plants out and ride plants and then there was all these cool like dark looking creatures. But I was just shocked that it's not like it's Game Freak attached to something other than Pokemon.
Yeah, the storytelling in this seems like it's going to really be top notch.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was a good choice. But yeah, when they showed them on there, I was like, oh my god, they're proving themselves. They can do more. So yeah, that was very, very cool to see. All right, next for me, let's talk about puppets. Let's talk about Felt That Boxing. Holy crap, this was probably one of the coolest looking trailers because it's boxing, but with like Muppet style puppets. But they tell you in the trailer that there are no puppets in the trailer. It's all done in engine, all done in Unreal Engine. But it looks like you can feel the puppets, dude. They're fuzzy looking. They're like, it looks insane that it was not done with literal puppetry. But then on top of it, it's crass. It's weird. Like it kind of reminds me of Punch Out, but like with puppets. Like at one point, it's like you're like behind the little puppet as he's fighting a larger puppet. I didn't expect to say puppet as much as I have today. So that's cool. But yeah, this game looked crazy. What do you think of that one?
Yeah, I'm so glad that I went and watched the trailer for this because I didn't recognize it. I saw it was on your list, and I thought, oh, well, boxing. I probably don't have to look too hard into that, but I'm glad I did because it was not what I expected. It looks like you're getting some sort of Rocky story, but through the lens of puppets, and the humor is like dialed up to 11 on it, and it looks funny as hell. I don't know that I'd even enjoy playing the boxing part of the game, but just the experience overall. And I saw people saying in the comments of this, the most technically advanced game of 2025 is about puppets because it looks like a 4K camera in front of real puppets. But somehow it's not. Somehow that's where we are in gaming graphics right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, looks great. All right, next on mine isn't a game at all. It's the ROG Xbox Ally X. I thought that was going to be worth talking about. So this is the new everything's an Xbox, and this is one of those Xbox branded and Xbox specific handhelds, not made by Xbox, but made by ROG. They already make like the ROG Ally, but this is the new Xbox Ally, which is going to run Game Pass natively, is what it looks like. Now, I don't know. I don't plan to run out and get one of these. If I had, the choice between all these different handhelds, I'd probably try to get one where I can play Steam games, Game Pass, and whatever you want to on it. whereas this may be a little bit more locked behind that Xbox software. So this is probably not for me, but I thought it was interesting and worth talking about.
Absolutely. So this one, so I don't understand it because they did say in the thing that this was also on my list, so I'm glad you picked it. But they did say that there is a way to have all of the to access all the stores through the one single device, and they specifically mentioned Steam, Epic, Microsoft. So I don't know what that system is going to be like. I don't know if it's going to be with workarounds, how easy it's going to be. It is Windows based, so like I don't know. Like I'm very, very, very interested in this. It looks gorgeous. I absolutely I have a Steam Deck. I want an ROG Ally. I want one so bad after I saw this. Dude, it looks great. And it didn't hurt that they kept talking about I was a little sidetracked because throughout the trailer they kept showing Hollow Knight Silksong on there, and they're like, what is it? Why do they keep showing this? And then they're like, that will be out later this year when the Ally comes out. So they didn't give us release dates for either of them, which is really frustrating and annoying. But that was a little teaser. But yeah, man, I don't know what this is. I need more, because, dude, especially the way Game Pass is absolutely killing it lately. Just having a handheld that could just play Game Pass games over the cloud, or on the go, that's all you really need. So
yeah,
I don't know. I'm very, very intrigued by this. I want to see more. I want to know how they tie everything together, and give you all of that from one system. I don't know. But yeah, good choice. All right, another one that I'm sure is on everybody's list. This is the one that everybody was waiting for. Resident Evil Requiem is official. It's Resident Evil 9. But this looks insane. The story that they showed in this trailer, how dude, I didn't know what it was going to be for the longest time. It was just they didn't really lean into the zombies or anything like that, but they show we finally see this huge crater. And then we see that this was, Raccoon City or whatever. And after they nuked the area, and now this is post that, what is now, what is civilization and that sort of thing. But it looks insane. It looks so good. We got a release date, February 27th, 2026. Yeah, man, that one blew me away with the quality of the story that they're building, the way it looked, everything. And it wasn't zombie focus, for a Resident Evil game, which was interesting.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Resident Evil fan, only played it way back in the day. So I really don't know what the fans are looking for in this, but yeah, the comments, the chat blowing up when this is out. I mean, on screen. Yeah.
Yeah, it was one that was kind of expected to be there. And then so they tricked us early on. They said, they talked about Resident Evil, and they're like, we'll have more information real soon about it. And everybody was like, that's it. It was they honey-dicked us, you know what I mean? And then yeah. Later in the thing, we finally got to see it. So that was really cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward to more about that.
Next up on my list is the second Lego game that's made it to my list, Lego Voyages. So this is another one of the couch co-ops. Little bit more in the style of what It Takes Two than the Lego Party, which is more your party style game. Lego Voyages, I'm not really familiar with Voyages. I guess that's a separate game of some type, because in the trailer they're saying this is a Lego spin on the Voyages. So I assume that is already a co-op style of game. But it's
called Legos,
mixing the two together.
Yeah, Lego Builder's Journey was the one that was out prior to this, and that was I don't know what that was on. It was either on it was just maybe on mobile or Nintendo Switch or something like that. Because I remember looking into it once before, and it wasn't available to me. So I don't know much about that. But yeah, this one I guess is a continuation of that. I don't know.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, what attracted me to it is that you're actually using the Lego pieces to solve puzzles. They showed parts where you're catapulting yourself across. It's these tiny little boards, 3D, that you're trying to get across. So puzzle solving, navigation, slight platforming there. This is one where I can see myself and my wife like playing it on the Switch on the TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I thought the same thing. This was the first thing I showed my son the next morning because he's a huge Lego fan. He loves, we're playing It Takes Two together. We love the co-op games. But yeah, this looks like a great combination of those two things where you have to build to solve the puzzles and stuff like that. I like that idea. I'm excited to see more of what that one does. This is one that was absolutely unexpected. Wu-Tang Rise of the Deceiver. It is a co-op action role-playing game with the Wu-Tang Clan, dude. I, like, no joke, like, I'm a huge Wu-Tang fan, and as I'm watching this trailer, I got, like, it was one of those, I got chills, dude. I was like, oh my God, they got the Wu-Tang playing in the background, and they're like, you've been called back to battle. The forces, you got to find, I don't know, one of the Wu-Tang Clan is missing. So I'm assuming you go through and you get new Wu-Tang members as you go through. And then they all have different skills and weapons. And it's going to have new music from the Wu-Tang Clan. It's going to have their classics. I'm super excited. I have no idea what it is, but I'm very excited.
Very good. I wonder if Martin Shkreli will make an appearance.
Oh, I sure hope not, because he is the worst. He's finally
the only one who can listen to that.
I think he got rid of it. I think he got it taken back because he either did something or I don't remember what. But yeah. Oh, there's a Steam page for this game already, so I could see what you. Oh man, you battle with the Wu. You got to collect jewels to upgrade. Oh, this is gonna be good, dude. This is gonna be real good.
I think I'm gonna main Old Dirty Bastard.
Oh boy! Did you ever think you would say that sentence in your life?
Maybe like Def Jam Vendetta or something if they made a new one.
Right? Yeah, this is the closest we're gonna get to that, I think, right now. Considering, unless we get like P Diddy freak off. Maybe we can make that, dude. I don't know. It might be weird, but all right. Enough about that. Give me your next pick.
All right, Animo. So this kind of came out of left field. It let's just say has some heavy Pokemon inspirations, I would say.
Yes,
not in the sense that Power World does, because Power World still has like the whole shock value of making them work assembly lines and assemble AK-47s and crazy weird stuff like that. This seems to take itself a lot more seriously. I noticed that they don't like infringe on the copyright or whatever the trait, what is it, patents?
Yeah,
of like catching a monster or throwing a ball and stuff like that. There seems to be like a workaround for each one of those. Plus, it seems like in this you are like fusing with the creatures, or you're like becoming the creatures, and then you're using their abilities to navigate the world. And I haven't played like one of the mainline Pokemon games in a while, so I don't know if that's something that they do in some of those newer titles or not. But this feels like the Pokemon game I dreamed of as a child.
Yeah, it looks so cute. This is another one. This one was just on the Xbox Game Showcase, and I called my son over. I was like, look at this. He was like, whoa. He's like, is this Pale World? And I was like, no. He's like, is this Pokemon? I was like, no. But it's damn close to both of those. But yeah, I like it. It doesn't show, I think, what did it show? Maybe 6 or 7 creatures, not a ton. So I'm hoping if it is a creature collector that there are an extensive list of creatures you can collect from. But yeah, this looked really cute. I'm excited to see more of this one. And again, I knew this one would be on your list, dude. I knew it. Too easy. All right. Okay. Next for me, there are no ghosts at the Grand. This one was one of those where the trailer started and I'm like, oh, this looks like it looks great. It's kind of like a house flipper type thing, except you were left this hotel in a will, and now you have to fix it up. And then as they're going through, they're like, there's this whole story that there's a guy singing And as he's singing, like, it gives you a gun, and your gun you could paint with, you can use it to like magically teleport items to places. And then it becomes like really, I don't know, there's like ghosts and giant squid creatures, and it seems less about, you know, the flipper aspect of it and more about the story. There's like, at one point they show him drawing like a rune on a wall and creating a secret door. So there's like this huge mystery that you're trying to solve, in addition to like making the ice cream shop look better and, you know, all this stuff of this weird town. It has everything I ever wanted in a game, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, I was so close to having this on my list, but I saw that it was already on yours or in there. But I feel like it deserves to be on your list more because you're really into like the house flipper, the painting simulator, whatever that one was that just came out.
Dude, all that shit.
The power wash simulator. And this seems to be right up that alley. But yeah, like you said, they're kind of adding in that element that's missing from those games. In those games, if you want lore, it's like maybe there's some secretive lore and it's written on notes throughout the game that you can find. But it's never like there's never a central story going on. And this takes that and runs with it.
Yes,
I wonder how much of the musical side is going to actually end up in the game, or if that's just for the trailers.
So I'm like, let me see if there's a Steam page for this one. And I just pulled it up. And one of the things it says is, you know, there are no ghosts at the Grand as many things, including a musical. So each mysterious character you meet or choose to help has their own story and song waiting to be uncovered. Oh my God, dude. It becomes even more for me because I love musicals. From spooky ska to wartime jazz to skater punk, each song is uniquely theirs and sometimes surprisingly so. Duet with them to reveal their deeper truths. Dude,
this is the second game that was made for one person, and it's you.
It cannot get here soon enough. And then it even says, like, the faded English seaside village is full of activities. Explore the streets on your scooter, play mini golf, comb the beach with a metal detector, or snap photos on the old pier. Take the fishing boat out to explore hidden coves and dredge up sunken treasures. It's, what is this game?
Lord.
So, yeah.
Dave the Diver in there, everything.
Everything, man. It's everything. So, yeah, dude, that is that might be my number one of the whole weekend now that I've read more about it. But, yeah, looking forward to that one.
All right, next up on my list, you would think this would be at like the tip top, but I don't know. I'm not really feeling Call of Duty that much anymore. But we just got the first teaser trailer for Black Ops 7. Were you surprised that Black Ops 7 is the immediate follow-up to Black Ops 6?
I was surprised at so many things. And before you get into your thoughts on this, so this was the one more thing moment of the Xbox showcase, usually reserved for something amazing, something grand, something no one expected. And I could tell you that no one expected this. But the way that the trailer did it, it was like, I don't know, it looked kind of like, I don't know, like, what was it? Alan Wake. It reminded me a lot of that, like real spooky. 9 Inch Nails is playing in the background.
Right.
And like you go to this creepy upside down world, and then you meet like a character from Black Ops, and I'm like, no. And then they show Black Ops 7. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I had no clue. So I was surprised. But this is not your daddy's Call of Duty. This is something, I don't know what's happening here. But yeah, weird.
Damn, I guess I missed out on that experience because I had to go and look it up as the Black Ops 7 trailer once I saw that one was out. So I knew what it was going in, and don't get me wrong, I really liked the trailer. I watched it twice and went back and heard like the notes coming in from that 9 Inch Nails song before it actually got to that part of the trailer. So a lot of time crafting this. That was really cool. And like you said, like it has remnants of like the Upside Down from Stranger Things. And then the next second you're in this Inception unfolding Neo-Tokyo setting. Who knows what the hell is going on? I can tell you that it sure looks like the setting of this game is going to be way more futuristic, bordering on not just the Black Ops usual setting, but advanced warfare. And I don't know how I feel about that. I think I've got enough options as far as games where you shoot robots and metal deflecting bullets, and I don't know. we'll have to see a little bit more from it. This is just the first teaser. It's really well done trailer, but I don't know if I care for the setting.
Yeah.
And this is the same issue we had 2 years ago, where they went from Modern Warfare 2 immediately into Modern Warfare 3, and we all called it that it was just like a reskin or what should have been like a DLC. And that seems to be, I guess we're just in this 2-year cycle now. So next year we'll probably be back to like Modern Warfare 4 and then 5 after that.
Yep. Yeah, I wonder. Real quick, I found a thing. It says it's set in 2035. Follows a story where David Mason leads the Black Ops team against a manipulative enemy who weaponizes fear above all else. So I wonder if that stuff where it's like mystical and the upside down thing is like Scarecrow and Batman, how they make you like see there's like some sort of gas that makes you see and makes you afraid. I don't know. Like, it's very strange. It seemed very out of place for this. So yeah, I'm intrigued. I would like to see more. So yeah, I was very surprised by it too. All right, next up for me, Out of Words. This is another stop motion animation game. This one I thought was really cool because it's all handcrafted. It's all done with stop motion, like claymation type stuff. It is a co-op game. Looks kind of like a It Takes Two, Split Fiction type one of those games. But like the characters you meet along the way look interesting, and just the way that it's entirely handcrafted to go through these worlds, these puzzles, and get through the game. Yeah, man, I was just the way that it looks, the idea of it, I was completely sold right from the start.
Yeah, very nice one. And that's going to be like a couch co-op style of thing too, right?
Right.
Yeah, so a lot of good couch co-ops coming out on this one. It's not always my thing, but I mean there are quite a few here that I think are worth playing.
Yeah, that one, like, now I think it was like ever since like It Takes Two became like was the big game of the year thing, we've been seeing them a lot more lately, and I love it. I'm happy that it is an option.
Right, next up on my list, I've got Arc Raiders. We got a new trailer, and we got the release date of October 30th. This is one that we've had our eyes on for a while because they came out with one of the first trailers. This looked like this 1970s, early 80s visually inspired, like, we didn't know what at first, but we knew there was like fighting going on in a desert or on another planet or something like that. Very stylistic, a lot of good choices with the music and the trailers and stuff. Then we got that second trailer, and it's now an extraction shooter, and now you're going to be, they try to simulate those little gamer interactions, and we're not falling for it. This one, a little more redeeming since that last trailer. I'm interested. Like, I'm not at a point where I can say I really, really want to pick this up or something like that, but I am at a point where I'm still watching. I'll probably see what it looks like when it comes out and how people react. Figure out things like, is this worth playing if you don't have a party of 3 other people to play with all the time? And then I'll make a decision then. But it was really cool to see the new trailer. I'm interested in like the world building aspect of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm the same way, dude. Every time they show a trailer, I go back and forth on it. Like the first trailer we saw, I was like, oh, this looks great. And then they show more, and it's like this weird extraction shooter. And I was like, I was a little bummed. And then they showed this trailer, and yeah, I'm back on a high swing now. Definitely eager to see more gameplay, see this kind of the pacing of it. I want to know like how, plotting it is, like how quickly the games go through. What different characters are out, abilities, that sort of thing. See if that factors in weapons. I want more granular. I want more information. And I guess, we'll get that. We did get a release date, October 30th. Yeah. So more, they said more will be announced closer to release dates. So yeah, hopefully the next one, I'm not going back down. I want to, I want to keep going up on my thoughts on this one.
So, that's the arc they're talking about. We're on this sine wave going back and forth.
This is the arc. I'm totally rating this arc. Yeah. We'll get some more good trailers, some more good information. All right, next up for me, The Blood of Dawn Walker. This is a person. It's about a woman named Dawn Walker. No, it is The blood, I don't know. I feel weird that there's not the blood of the Dawnwalker. I don't know. But anyways, the blood of Dawnwalker. It looked very much like a vampire Witcher is what I would describe the trailer as. It looked really cool. Like the characters in it, like definitely angry vampire characters that fight with swords in like the 14th century. So it's like this very stylish version of vampires, but the fighting was gory, very bloody, very cool looking as far as like, you know, you're biting people and doing all this stuff. So I guess I did look a little bit more into it after the trailer ended. You play as a vampire, so you're a vampire at night. During the day, you're just a person, and so it's kind of like a split game. There's a day and night cycle, where during the day, you're trying to solve the mystery and stuff like that. In the night, you're out there just biting things. But yeah, the tons of different weapons and skills that you learn as a vampire. Yeah, I'm excited about this one. It definitely had a lot of like Witcher vibes. Like I really do. I feel comfortable saying the Witcher Vampire Edition. So yeah, that one was fun.
Yeah, I think you're spot on there. I mean, it's the whole the humans hate you because you're different, but you're fighting for them, and turns out the humans are the monsters all along. That sort of Witcher vibe. The other thing, now I'm drawing comparisons to Blade, because you said like it's not blood of the Dawnwalker, and I'm like, well, he wasn't the Blade, but now it's like, hey, wait a minute, this is just the story from Blade.
Yes.
Blade is the Daywalker, and he's
it's Blade with a 14th century European skin on it. So yeah, it's weird that vampires don't use the word "the." It's not part of their vocabulary. It's just Dawnwalker. All right, but then I'm looking at this thing that says "Become the Dawnwalker." This is weird. You got some explaining to do. Who's the developer on this one? Rebel Wolves, Bandai Namco Entertainment Publishing. Okay, that's all I got. What do you got next?
All right, next up is Atomic Heart 2. I was surprised to see a sequel so soon after Atomic Heart just came out. I haven't even had a chance to play it, but still, from the trailer, this is number 2 on my list. It just I love everything about the setting. You know, some of the top couple here have a lot in common, but this is like a steampunkish world, or in other parts it looks like it's Russia in space. I can't quite tell what's going on from the trailer, but it does look pretty good. I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I was shocked to see, like, because as I'm watching the trailer, I'm like, dude, this looks dope as hell. Like, everything looks super cool. And then I'm like, it's kind of got like that Atomic Heart vibe where it's like everything's got like robotic and stuff like that. And I was very shocked to see that it was Atomic Heart 2. But yeah, I played Atomic Heart maybe like an hour or two, and I enjoyed it. I guess, you know, I should try to get back to it sometime before this comes out, because yeah, this one, it looked great. It looked crazy. It looked way crazier than the first one, and the first one looked super crazy, and lots of robot butts. So
yeah,
that's a plus.
So the game that I draw a lot of comparisons to with this one is probably BioShock, and this feels like the BioShock Infinite, like how they kind of went to a little more fantastical.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely get that. And then what's cool about this is like, so this isn't part of our list, but after they showed that, did you watch the trailer for The Cube?
No.
So this is set in the Atomic Heart world, but there is this giant shifting cube, and it's like a MMO RPG shooter where, like, as you're going through, the cube is shifting. So it's like, I don't know if it's going to be like a battle royale style game or whatever, but like the terrain is constantly changing. But it's a multiplayer game set in the Atomic Heart universe. So look into that one, because that was a big surprise from Mundfish. All right, we're at 10 already here, huh? Okay, so my number 10. And I changed it because you had it on your list, and then I was like, oh, good, he has it on his list. I don't need to talk about it, but I had to re-add it. Romeo is a Dead Man. Looks, again, so we talked during this thing about how these trailers look like the most insane looking trailers ever. This one might have been the most insane looking because it starts out with like this animation kind of thing, and then this guy with half his face off comes like into the story, and then the kind of gameplay trailer kicks in, and you are seeing this. I guess they repair his face, but now he's like this crazy killer with like this half robot face body, but then he's out there just like totally just killing everything, destroying everything in the most insane ways. And then I was like, he has like a lightsaber or something, just like the craziest weirdest trailer. And then I saw it was like Suda51 was involved, and I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. But yeah, this one, I wish I had more information about it because it was insane. But yeah, what made you initially put this one on your list?
Yeah, well, initially, I mean, I started my list before I watched any of the Xbox showcase, so I just tried to rank them, and then certain things just had to fall off the list eventually. This one to me is a curiosity because it looks like nothing I've seen, none of the other trailers, no other game I've ever seen really. So it's just very interesting to see. I'm curious to see more. So I mean, there's no real reason to have it off the list other than I don't know if it's a game that I personally want to play. I just want to see more of it.
Yeah. Okay, so I did Google it real quick. It's on the PlayStation blog. It says, Romeo Stargazer is a man stuck between life and death. His own life was saved mere seconds before the end by way of a time paradox that shattered the space-time continuum, which was created by a genius scientist screwing around. Now Romeo is FBI space-time special agent Deadman, and sporting a rad mask called Dead Gear, must hunt space-time's most wanted fugitives through multiple universes. What more could you ask for? Am I right?
All right. Yeah, that sounds like the result of an acid trip.
Yes, but then the actual gameplay and the fighting they showed was so bloody and so like completely over the top and like gory and interesting and fun. Yeah, man, like that one was insane and a lot of fun. So yeah, check out Romeo is a Dead Man. That one not until 2026.
All right, last one on my list. I mentioned it's going to be pretty similar to Atomic Heart, and it's similar but different. Clockwork Revolution. Yeah, so this definitely giving those vibes of BioShock Infinite and Outer Worlds and things like that. It's this steampunky dystopian, but it's what was it, set in like 1895 or something like that, unless I'm mixing these trailers up. But
I think that's right. Yeah.
A lot of style to it, a lot of humor to it, and it's presented in this like heist crew style. So it's not the first game of its type or anything like that, but it looks really interesting.
Yeah, it looks like it has a lot of style. It was just dripping with like the characters in it seemed so cool and full of life. The world seemed full of life as far as like, I mean, all the different characters, NPCs, the things living in this world all looked different. They all had this steampunk vibe to it. It gave me a lot of like Dishonored kind of feels too when you're doing like the actual heists where you have to like steal something and using stealth and parkour to like get through. But it looks like there's room for like a ton of like innovation in how like you can use the steampunk stuff, you know, like building cool different weapons and like all this stuff using steampunk kind of items, you know. So I liked that aspect of it, that you could have like all that extra stuff, and it looks like it's a fun role-playing game with really cool characters. Yeah, that one was another one that I had on my list as well. So we didn't get much information about like, you know, date or anything like that. It seemed pretty I don't know, the game, like the trailer was very full. Like it had a ton of gameplay and a ton of information. I expected to see a release date, but it just said like coming real soon or something. I don't know. All right, that is our our top 20. Let me go through, dude. You got to see, like, as I was watching everything, I was like I had my stupid little notepad. I'm like writing everything down. We're not gonna go through all of them. I think you should absolutely watch the Summer Game Fest, watch the PlayStation State of Play and the Xbox Showcase. If you're, obviously if you're listening to this, you're a huge fan of gaming. But there was so much more amazing stuff that we're not even going to touch on that like has like huge, like huge things. Like we got Neo and Mina the Hollower was announced. We've been waiting for that for the longest time. A new Grounded. So much stuff. Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny. Get excited for that one. So dude, there was so much stuff that looks interesting. The new Mortal Shell game, Code Vein 2, and Game of Thrones.
PlayStation has their new, I guess, like the first wireless fighting pad.
Wireless fight stick? Yes, dude.
Yeah, for PC and PlayStation.
I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that when I'm playing my Marvel fighting game. And, oh no, that's going to be, well, I don't know. I guess it might be for PlayStation. On the Xbox Showcase, they showed an Invincible fighting game, which from the Invincible comic series and cartoon show, 3v3 fighting game. But that one looked fantastic, but it looked very bare bones because it was like a 3v3 fighting game. They showed 6 people, and I'm just like, I don't know. All right. There was another game shown, Mudang Two Hearts. It was like a Korean like military game set in a third person perspective. That looked dope. I initially had that on my list, and I took it off to put in Romeo as a Dead Man because we don't get a lot of just military games anymore, right? Like everything has magic or fantasy, and this one I think also had a little bit of a zombie kind of thing going on. But I want more of that, more realistic games.
I actually left that one off my list because I saw it was on there, and I just kind of completely forgot about it or didn't notice you took it off. But yeah, it's got like the old school sort of early Metal Gear, Siphon Filter, Tom Clancy, like stealth sneaking around kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that one looked super dope. Double Fine has a new game where you play as a walking lighthouse called Keeper. That looked like a lot of fun. So yeah, man, there was so many really, really cool games came out. Stranger Than Heaven, that's the, we talked about that one once before. That's from the new RGG game, was Project Heaven, where it's like, the Yakuza guys. So yeah, dude, crazy amount of really fun games, and I'm expecting there will be some more that we could talk about next week. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it's a good time to be a gamer because we got a lot to go. I really feel like the floodgates opened up once GTA 6 got pushed back because so many of these games are coming out in September. Like throughout the Sony State of Play, every game they announced was like coming this September. I was like, oh, they were just waiting. They were just waiting to see if GTA 6 was going to come out. So, yeah, man, very, very cool stuff. Let us know what were your favorites from the showcases. What did we miss? New Final Fantasy Tactics game. My friends, that was like, they were jumping for joy about that one. That's not my thing, but, that's it's coming soon. So, yeah, as far as like,
let me ask you
do
this.
That. Oh, go ahead.
So, between the 3 big showcases here, State of Play, Summer Games Fest, Xbox Showcase, if you had to crown a king here.
I like this. I like this a lot.
The choice is clear in my view, but I want to know what yours is first.
Let me look at my list and see. Let's see, where did most of them come from? Okay, so Summer Games Fest, I'll start with saying I was a little underwhelmed by that one. A lot of cool games, cool game ideas, stuff that was surprising, but it wasn't like nothing like huge happened. Although most of the games on my list I think did come from that one. But I think for me, I think the Xbox Game Showcase had the more consistent level of, games being shown. Everything looked fantastic on there, whereas like the Sony one, it had some very high highlights for me, that Marvel fighting game, but it didn't crush it across the board. So I'm going to say the Xbox Showcase was my winner.
Yeah, that's exactly where I am too. I mean, the Sony one, there are a lot of cups of tea. None of them are particularly mine in that one.
Yes,
Summer Games
a lot of
Fest is
different
all
shit.
over the place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Summer Games Fest is all over the place. I mean, I'm not ever going to care about like a Sonic game again, so I don't know. But then the Xbox one came along, and it's just banger after banger.
Dude, amazing. And even stuff we've seen before, too. We got new trailers, like the Ninja Gaiden 4 trailer. My jaw was on the floor. It looks so good. I'm so excited. The 3D Super Meat Boy. Who saw that coming?
Oh, yeah.
You know? Like, crazy, crazy stuff. Yeah, man. And, of course, you know, there are no ghosts at the Grand. The most anticipated game of 2026 right there. You heard it first, folks. So, yeah. Great weekend for video games. And now next weekend is we're going to be coming down. We're going to have nothing to talk about. We should have just extended this out for a whole week. You know, we just talk about a different thing every time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. All right. That's I think that's all we got. I need to go take a nap. It's like I'm just exhausted. But now the problem now is the wait. You know, now we have to wait for these games.
On all this.
And there's, you know, nothing coming real soon that I'm super excited for. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes next. But all right. Well, thank you so much for checking out this episode of Gaming News Weekly, this action-packed. And we did it in about an hour. So I'm very impressed with us. I thought for sure this is going to be like a 2-hour thing. I think doing it this way was the way to go. The top 20 things, you know, because I would have gone off on tangents about each individual thing. So this works out. But all right. Make sure you check us out on YouTube. Pop Culture Playground is the name of the channel. You can find this, a bunch of other good stuff there. Make sure you subscribe. This is the one you want to watch. I'm going to include all the trailers for all these things as we're going through. So it'll be fun if you haven't seen the trailers. But if you can't do that, if you absolutely can't, or you just want to listen, definitely check us out anywhere podcasts are found. Just type in GNW, and you will have Gaming News Weekly at your fingertips. Make sure you hit subscribe. That way, the show is ready for you every single week when you're on the go. And then go check us out on our socials. We're posting stuff on TikTok, YouTube.
Like a Humble Bundle Choice exclusive this week on TikTok.
Yeah, go check us out. You want to hear what we think about Humble Bundle? Go check us out. We love the Humble Bundle.
Yeah.
I like saying Humble Bundle. Yeah, all right. You got anything else?
No, that's it.
Thanks so much. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.